Right, in just a few days, Enzo Maresca will be flying his Chelsea side out to America, but not for a pre-season tour, this time for the Club World Cup. And the ramifications of winning this tournament are massively heightened this season. And in today's video, we are going to give you our entire breakdown from a Chelsea perspective of the Club World Cup. And here to help me do so is channel fan favourite, one of the best bits of eye candy on YouTube, so I've heard at this moment in time, Mr. Josh Aveste. Why do you always get so embarrassed when I big you up?
I just think you
need
keep
to learn
saying
to just
that
take
every
a compliment,
time. I
mate.
think you say that every time, and we know that you're the good-looking one out of the pair. Because you've got that sort of rugged charm as if you could kill someone, but also you quite like flirting with them.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? That's what every woman wants.
And
that
as
look.
well, you're
The predator look.
what are you? Sort of 5'9"?
Yeah, 5'10".
You're 5'10".
On a good day.
You're
On a good day.
5'10",
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm 5'11". So either way,
Let us know in the comments who you think is taller.
yeah, there you go.
'Cause
And then
with the
if you
same
meet
height line
both
down.
of us at Stamford Bridge, then you've just probably had too many beers and you're just all warped for perception. But listen, I'm really fucking excited about this Club World Cup. And me and you are, well, I mean, we're toxic positivity for a start, eternal optimists, and we get a little bit too excited about things that you shouldn't get that excited about, like pre-season, for example, right? No word of a lie, right? You'd tell them, wouldn't you? You'd tell them if I was lying. Yeah.
I would. I always tell them.
What have we
he's
done?
lying most of the time. to be fair.
Most of the time I am lying, right? But I've always said, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. But, right, what have we done for the last 2 seasons?
Doss arounds in America in pre-season.
No, but what have me and you done? Woke up at silly o'clock, mate, to be watching the pre-season friendlies. Me and you were watching us smash Wrexham under Pochettino. We were watching us, I think we drew at Wrexham or just about beat them under Enzo Maresca. We watched us get smashed by Man City and by Celtic under Enzo Maresca. And we watched us beat Club America 3-0 under Enzo Maresca. So we were waking up at different times. Some of the time we were in America, but 100% we will be watching all of these games. And we're quite lucky, actually, because we've only got one that is on at 2 a.m. UK time. How excited are you for this Club World Cup? And just how different does this Club World Cup, Josh, feel as opposed to the last time that we played in it?
Let's be honest. We need football in the summer. I need a World Cup or a Euros to get me through, because 2.5 months of having no football.
No.
I mean, what are we going to talk about? First of all,
Well, what are we going to do?
what are we going to do? What are we going to watch? And yeah,
Blue movies, mostly.
it does feel very different to other Club World Cups, to be fair. This new improved format that FIFA would say, they aren't paying us to say that, just so you know. It should be a lot more exciting. A lot bigger teams involved. The last time we won it, which, you know, we do have heritage in this tournament, the calibre of teams wasn't as prestigious, wasn't as numerous. And so we've got, we've got a tough test here. This tournament.
No, they've really gone and got the big boys in this time in comparison to the last time. Because the last time we played in it, like off the top of my head, Arsenal weren't in it, were they?
No, Arsenal.
No.
Arsenal would not have got the
No,
coefficient
they weren't
points.
in it the last time we played in it. Are they're in it this time, though, aren't they?
Don't think so.
Are they not?
I think they. Do you know what? They probably just missed out on this one. To be fair, it must have been close because that European heritage.
So you don't get you've there's a format how you qualify. Yeah, it's not on a Declan Rice free kick. You can't.
It's not on a Declan Rice free kick. It's also not based on the celebrations after winning a quarterfinal.
Yeah,
It's not.
and obviously. Listen, I've not got a slight obsession with him. I'm not a little bit baby reindeer over him. But there is one man from Liverpool, Jamie Carragher. He kind of thinks we don't deserve to be in the Club World Cup.
Jamie is fuming about this, by the way. And the fact that the Premier League champions in Liverpool have not qualified for this tournament over minnows, Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace.
I'll tell you who does deserve to be in the Club World Cup. Trent. He's going to be there playing for Real Madrid. Have fun, Cara, watching him.
Such a shit stirrer.
Yeah.
Such a shit stirrer. He's going to be fuming. Do you reckon Carragher watches this show and just goes, I fucking hate
I
Joey
reckon
Knight.
Carragher definitely knows who I am.
I would, do you know what? I would pay so much money to see you beat him up.
You wouldn't have to pay. I was doing it for free. It does feel very, very different to the last time that we were in it. I've got to be honest. The last time we were in it, I was a spoilt brat in terms of Chelsea sort of privilege. Chelsea privilege, basically, because the last time we were in it, in all honesty, we were led by Thomas Tuchel. The hard times hadn't really hit, right? I'm not saying we weren't a little bit thirsty for a Premier League title. I think the last time we were in it, we had gone 4 seasons without winning the Premier League title. Now it's something like 7 or 8, do you know what I mean? Because this was a while ago that we were in it. But I wasn't buzzing about it. I kind of expected to win it. Little bit Europa Conference League-esque back then when we won it. We actually won it via penalties, I believe, wasn't it?
It was after added time, I believe.
Added time.
Yeah. I mean, are you telling me that the quality of, Palmeiras and Al Ahly and Monterrey are you saying that's Conference League standards?
All good
You're
teams.
a disgrace.
All good teams.
I think they could be playing in the Champions League.
All good teams.
Yeah.
All good teams. But what I'm saying is this time round, we have got some serious big boys in there, right? Man United, Spurs, Arsenal, Liverpool, all not making the cut. We have got the likes of Real Madrid, PSG, Man City, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, Juve. You got a few other teams in there as well. But either way, that's all I'm really willing to talk about. The quality's much better, and therefore I want to ask you where this ranks. Yeah, like, can I ask you now, because of the teams that are in it, right? Does this rank higher? I'm going to read out tournaments. You're going higher, lower, yeah, and then I'll give my opinion. Okay, so, what is okay?
Community Shield.
No. Let's start off. Community Shield, higher or lower?
Higher.
Obviously. Got to win multiple
It's
matches.
a glorified friendly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Conference League,
Way higher.
higher.
Way higher.
Better quality of opposition faced.
Yeah.
Although it's kind of pre-season. Before we carry on with this,
How much money do you win for getting the Conference League?
there you go.
Do you know the answer to that question?
I think it's about 10 mil, isn't it?
It was literally just that. I think it was just double figures in millions.
And how much money do you get for winning the Club World Cup?
I've heard it's north of 100 million.
There you go. And that's exactly why we're basing this on being whether it's more prestigious, less prestigious, better to win it. Here's where it gets interesting for me. Here's where it really does get interesting. Higher or lower than winning the League Cup?
I think, based on the way that the League Cup has gone and how it's now a glorified B team tournament, I think the Club World Cup is more valuable than the League Cup.
You know the only difference, though?
Come on.
There's way less likelihood that the 2 teams in the League Cup final would be starting players that wouldn't be part of their strongest 11, as opposed to maybe how I feel about the Club World Cup. I do feel like in this competition, this is a conversation we'll get onto. I want to carry on this line of thought for the minute, but I do feel like this style of competition, and we'll see it because we've actually knocked up a couple of team sheets that we are looking at potentially seeing and then possibly seeing, right? And I do think that there'll be a level of experimentation, not just from Chelsea, but from all the teams in this tournament. So I think that there is my devil's advocate, but once again, I'll agree with you, Josh. I'm going to go higher than winning a League Cup. Here's an interesting one. Higher or lower than winning the FA Cup?
This feels to me like it's almost like the level that I'm considering this at now.
Yeah.
Because I really value the FA Cup still.
Yeah.
I think the FA Cup, bearing in mind, the league system in Britain is one of the most prestigious league systems. You can qualify from all levels down, right down the pyramid. I think this has immense value. And I think if you look at the quality of the top teams in the Club World Cup, you go, wow, they are obviously better. But then if you look at some of the weaker teams, some of the Premier League teams could be giving them a game. Like Seattle Sounders
Yeah.
No offense to anyone in Seattle. We respect your nation. We respect your club. I just think Brentford might give you a game.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
I think that's more than fair to say. I think even including the top teams, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. Look at this season's Club World Cup, right? Real Madrid. Would you favour them against Liverpool? Yeah, you'd probably favour them against Liverpool.
Definitely.
But they're not in a different league to Liverpool.
No, but they're in a different league to a Wolves that might be in the FA Cup.
I mean, they did just lose over 2 legs to Arsenal, and they lost in both games. And that was a competition that they massively cared about, right? So here's what I'm saying. Obviously, in like the FA Cup, for example, big boys can go out early. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had Crystal Palace in the final this season. You know what I mean? So big boys can go out early. But what I'm saying is, pound for pound, in the FA Cup, you've got Arsenal, you've got Chelsea, you've got Liverpool, you've got Man City, you've got teams like Newcastle, you've got teams like Aston Villa. You know, you've got sides that can push on and definitely do something.
Yeah.
So obviously, there is more of those in this competition, but in realistic chances, you wouldn't actually have to go through as many of them because teams are going to face each other. So you might have to go through 3 big boys on your way to winning the FA Cup. You also might only have to go through 1. And a lot of the time, you only have to go through 1 or 2. But you might have to go through 3 big boys. We might have to go through 1 or 2 on our way to winning the Club World Cup. However, all I will say is this. What would you say... I mean, do you rate Liverpool as the best team in England?
Yeah, they have to be the best team in England.
Hardest team to beat in a cup final?
Well, according to us, yes.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough. I weren't questioning
No,
that.
no,
I'm just
but
wondering,
according to us-
I'm wondering whether you would still say City or whether you would say
Liverpool
Liverpool.
are the best team in England by a mile.
In
Better
a-
than City now.
In a cup final?
Yeah, better than City now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, cool. So what I'm saying is, would I feel better if, let's say, for example, we went on and won the Club World Cup and we beat Real Madrid in the final, then the FA Cup and Liverpool in the final? I think I'm going to feel a little bit better about the Club World Cup, and I think it's a bit of what's the opposite to recency?
Old timey.
Soonancy.
Okay.
Bit of soonancy bias, isn't
Okay.
it? Because it's happening quite soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
That is recency bias.
We might go Saudi in a few months, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm going Marbella in a few days.
Okay.
You
Fine.
know
So
what
you're
I
more
mean?
excited about the Marbella trip than you are that. I think the only thing that we've got to go on the FA Cup side of the story is that it's an older, more established tournament, and therefore people do care about it. Now, obviously, there is a bit of controversy about the Club World Cup. They are struggling to sell tickets. So you might argue that the FA Cup has got more viewership potentially. I don't know. It would be an interesting one. But I do finally agree with you, I think, that the Club World Cup is probably bigger now in this new format, in this new guise, than the FA Cup.
They might struggle to sell tickets, but they won't struggle to get people watching on the TV, on the coverage of it. Who are covering it? Do you know?
It's DAZN.
Oh my God.
It's DAZN, and you can watch it for free in the UK.
That is bloody brilliant. What, on DAZN?
Yeah, yeah.
That is absolutely unreal.
Just so you know,
Shame we don't have a link.
if there was to be a link, the link would probably be really simple to remember.
Why? What would it be?
It would just be DAZN.com/Joey Knight. It's pretty simple.
God, that these things don't happen
got
by
a ring
chance.
to it.
These things do not happen by chance, do they?
They
Honestly,
really don't. It's fate.
Lucky,
It must be
lucky
fate.
lot. What a lucky lot. Right, we start against Club Leon. They are a terrific little Mexican team. Finished 6th in the Mexican top division.
Joey, I've got some bad news.
What?
I have a feeling that Club Leon were actually removed from this tournament, and we are actually playing Los Angeles. I've had to check it 3 times on different web sources.
It says,
currently-
it says for me, match day 1 of 3, Club Leon.
Is that on Google?
That's on DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, I have a feeling, based on Wikipedia, and also I've just checked goal.com, I have a feeling that that is now Los Angeles FC, which is the home of Olivier Giroud and Hugo Lloris.
Ooh.
So just for everyone, just for the worth remembering this is very controversial. Club Leon were removed from the tournament last minute, and this is why in some of the fixtures...
Why were they removed?
I think it's to do with their club ownership rules. I think it's to do with their owners or something. I can't remember. But
bet they're a load of fucking loophole merchants.
Yeah.
What
Who would do that?
I know.
Who would do that? Who would sell?
I bet they've gone and sold like the Club Leon women's team or
exactly.
the Club Megastore.
It's just a
hotels
joke.
all round. People like that really fucking piss me off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I'm glad that Club Leon, if they have done anything like that, aren't in there. I bet they've amortised all the fucking contracts. Horrible pieces of work.
So breaking news, it will be LA.
Okay.
Los Angeles FC. Not the Galaxy, who are the famous Los Angeles team.
Yeah. Where did we go?
We went to this team's stadium.
Ah,
So
there you go. Lucky charm. Although when we were in this team's stadium, we saw Chelsea get pumped by Man City in pre-season. But don't worry about Man City. Let's worry about LAFC. Well, I haven't done any fucking prep on them because I don't know anything about them. Let's move on to Flamengo.
We love a bit of Flamengo.
Now
How is your Flamengo dancing these days?
It's come on.
I think. Can you just do me a little shoulder shimmer just to show
it
me?
the other night on the old Misfits. I did the little Flamengo
A bit
dance.
too much of it.
Yeah, so I've heard. Okay, right. So what time's that LAFC game?
8 o'clock, in it? Yeah, 8 o'clock on Monday.
8 o'clock on Monday.
Which will be tuning in.
8 o'clock on
Are
Monday.
you going to be streaming that one?
I'm going away Tuesday morning, but I am pretty fucking hardcore, so I suppose I will be, yeah.
Have to stream it.
Yeah, might do a little stream for that bad boy. Right, okay, let's move into Flamengo now. This is the game that I sort of earmarked as being the hardest game out of them all.
Yeah.
Although I hadn't really prepped up on LAFC. With Flamengo, currently top of the Brazilian league after 11 games, sorry. It could probably and possibly help them, the fact that their season's still going on, because, like, you know, you can't deny that the lads, whether or not they've been, you know, lying to the staff and whatnot and saying, nah, I ain't been on the beers at all, whatever, they've probably had a little bit of celebration time. They got top 4, won a trophy. Fitness isn't going to be unreal, yeah, apart from the likes of Moises Caicedo and maybe one or two others. So I think against Flamengo, it's good that we've got that first game against, is it LAFC, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
LAFC.
I think we've got that first game to get fitness up to scratch a little bit, and then we take on Flamengo, because obviously they are part of their ongoing season. That might help them. Know anything about them, apart from being Brazilian?
I know a couple of their players. I think you do too.
Ronaldinho? Didn't he come there and then go back there?
But is he still playing? Is he Ronaldinho?
No. I'm just saying he played.
Is he making a cameo for this Club World Cup tournament?
He played for Flamengo.
Really?
Yeah.
One of the best goals I've ever seen at Stamford Bridge. That goal.
Yeah, no one knew it had gone in.
I didn't at the time.
No one knew it had gone in.
How did he get the backlift? We're talking about the goal that he was playing for Barcelona against Chelsea. It was in the Matthew Harding end.
Can I tell you something I find weird?
Go on.
People that wear other teams' kits. So let's say, for example, I ain't on about, like, obviously fucking weird if you're Chelsea and you wear another Premier League team's kit. To be honest, a little bit weird if you wear another English team's kit.
Yeah.
A little bit weird.
Yeah.
But even, like, you know, like, you see people rocking, like, I don't know, like, Barca kits and Real Madrid kits.
What, in the stadium, or
No,
are you just talking about out and about?
No, just like out and about.
Do you not have like a team that you follow in another nation?
No.
You don't have like a little soft spot for a certain team?
No. But do you know the point of why I was saying this?
I'd love to know the point.
That Ronaldinho kit, the goal without a sponsor, the Barcelona top.
Yeah.
Tasty.
Really?
And he wore it long sleeve.
Wow. Yeah. Chelsea once wore another team's kit in a Premier League game. Did you know that?
What was that?
Can you remember it? If I tell you the colour of the away kit, do you reckon you could guess it?
Is it sky blue?
No, the home kit is sky blue. The away kit is red and black.
Red and black. Was it Man City's?
No.
Oh, Coventry's.
Coventry's.
I knew it was Coventry, but I didn't know. That's why I said sky blue. When I was thinking sky blue, I was thinking Coventry.
Yeah.
I knew it was Coventry, but I didn't know the...
Yeah.
context.
One day, our kit man didn't turn up with the kits. We had to do that. I saw a wonderful image of Zola wearing this random kit. Did you see the video that John Terry put up? He had loads of ex-players playing together, and Zola was playing with Jimmy Floyd. Have you seen this video?
No.
It's amazing. They got this really good group of people. Anyway, let's get back to Flamengo. They've got one of a Chelsea legend on their team.
Oh, David Luiz.
No,
Who?
Jorginho.
Is Jorginho there?
It's just signed.
Yeah, he's not a Chelsea legend.
They've got Danilo. Do you remember him?
On the point of Jorginho.
Come on.
Yeah.
He's not a legend. Why not?
I just want to just have a quick little laugh with you.
Please do.
Because I know you enjoy these sort of jokes. Peter, I absolutely love Peter Cech. Absolutely love him. But
I've just seen who their manager is. Do you know who their manager is?
Who's? Flamengo?
Yeah.
Who?
Another ex-Chelsea player. I didn't even know this guy was old enough to be a manager.
Ex-Chelsea player?
Yeah.
And not old enough to be a manager?
Yeah. He's played for us in the last 10 or so years. Maybe like 10, 12 ago. No, maybe even just 10.
Ramirez?
Brazilian player. Not Ramirez.
Pato?
No.
No? Who?
Felipe Luis. Do you remember him?
He looks like he could be a manager.
Yeah, he does. He does
does
look like he
look
could be a
like he could be a
manager.
manager.
What a player.
Yeah. What was I saying anyway?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
We were talking about David Luiz. Were you going to say something about David Luiz?
We were talking about David Luiz, yeah. Oh, sorry, so that's it. Peter Cech, love Peter Cech, but by the time Peter Cech, we moved him on at the complete right time. He went to Arsenal. He was washed. David Luiz went to Arsenal.
Washed.
William went to Arsenal.
Washed. Kai Havertz.
Went to Fulham. Pretty good.
Really good.
Yeah, really good.
Kai Havertz.
Washed.
Yep. Next one off the rank.
No, Jorginho.
Washed. Next one off the rank.
Kepa
Yeah.
Arrizabalaga.
Yeah. Washed.
I
weirdly think he's going to be really good for them.
Hey?
I think he might be quite good for them.
Oh, fuck off, Josh.
I think he might be. As a backup option.
I'll tell you who would be good for them. Mudryk. Right, the third game is against the one, the only, Espérance Sportive den Tunis, or S Tunis. They just won the Tunisian league. Now, can I ask you something? Because you're a man of knowledge, and you're a man of the world, and you play attention to what goes on outside. I was about to say outside of these four walls. I don't even pay attention inside these four walls. I only pay attention up here, right?
Okay.
So, you're a man of the world. I've been looking at league finishes, right? These lot have not had a fucking season with amount of games that is consistent for about 5 years. So is there like, is Tunisia war-torn or something?
No, I just think they're probably moving the league structure around.
No, Josh, it's like season completed on 11 games, season completed on 28 games, season done 36 games, season done 8 games. Like, honestly, when you look at them, look at their finish by season. I don't know whether. So
I've got
your
no
knowledge,
idea.
There's nothing going on in Tunisia that stops these guys playing football.
Not in a way that would impact the football season, no.
Oh, okay. I don't know them. So either way, they should be quite an easy team to beat. Now, we have been speaking about team sheets, right? And this video is being recorded at, midday on Monday. Hopefully, it'll be up for you ASAP within the next hour or two. At this moment in time, as the big dog checks his phone right now, let me know, Shagger, if you find any transfer news on there. There probably is going to be some breaking transfer news because we know that Chelsea are going hot and heavy to get some deals done before the Club World Cup. And 2 of those deals, I genuinely believe that there is a... But just quickly, I want to take 1 minute to tell you guys about new partner of the channel, Nyla Apparel. I was lucky enough to be sent some clothes by these lot around a month ago, and I've got to be honest with you, since receiving them, they have become my go-to for both t-shirts and now for tracksuits. Now, I would not vouch for something unless I truly believed in the product, and anyone that's seen me out and about around town will know that I am wearing the Nyla
Nyla t-shirts all of the time. The first thing I noticed about them was how good the quality was, and then when speaking to the guys at Nyla, I found out that the money spent on material in comparison to what the actual t-shirts are sold for is probably about 10 times less than you would usually sell a t-shirt for that cost at. Basically, I'm of the opinion that they're spending about the same on materials as you do most t-shirts in flannels, but instead of paying 200 to 300 quid, you're paying about 10 times less than that. Instead, you're looking at £32 for the t-shirts, including free shipping, and just over £100 for the tracksuits. No shade thrown here, but the other day I had my eyes on a Nike tracksuit in JD Sports. I got it, I went to the checkout, and I was nearly at the point of having a heart attack when I found out that tracksuits, I always assumed, back in the day, growing up, were 100 quid. They're now costing over 200 quid, and these ones are exactly the same quality. So if you want a great fit at a great price for clothing that suits all occasions, hit the link in the description and browse the Nyla website. Thanks again to Nyla Apparel for their support with the channel. Let's get back into the video.
A high likelihood chance that they could happen. And when I say high likelihood, I'm talking like, are we talking 70%, Josh?
I think over that now.
You think over that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think 80.
I hope you don't let me down, because I will personally blame you if Chelsea don't get it
That's
done,
fine.
even though you have no involvement in it
I
whatsoever.
have got some breaking transfer news.
Go.
Probably one of the players that we'd least rather get sold is about to walk out the door, and potentially to a big rival.
Who?
He's been with us for a long time. He's an elder statesman in the group. He's a player that we look to for guidance and reassurance.
Trevor Chalobah's being sold to who?
No, it's not Trevor, mate. It's probably worse than Trevor. Probably worse. He's going to a top 6 rival.
And he's an older player in the squad?
He's going to be strengthening that team.
Older player in the squad?
Yeah.
Well, it's not Cucurella,
It's not.
because...
Mate, far bigger reputation.
No, you're bantering now. I know you are. Chile.
It's not Chile. It's Man City are preparing a move for Marcus Bettinelli.
Sorry?
The breaking news at the moment is that Scott Carson, after 6 years of being a wonderful player for Manchester City, can you remember some of his highlights?
I didn't know he ever had highlights.
He's aged. He's got a few greys.
Yeah.
He's got a few greys. Apparently, they want Bettinelli to come in as their third choice goalkeeper.
Potato.
That's the breaking
Yeah,
news.
I mean-
Who's going to be the third choice goalkeeper for Chelsea?
Oh, we've got that 8, so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
should be all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously there will be transfers that could happen, and this video could age like milk. But
Nah, we know
you
our stuff.
like to drink off milk, so we don't mind about that. Now, before we give you guys, I was about to say you two, hopefully there's more than 2 of you watching. Before we give you guys our first lineup, right? Our first lineup is obviously including 2 players that we believe that we can get over the line before the Club World Cup and they can fly out for us in time. So this is going to be a sexy lineup of what we're excited to look at. But firstly, Josh, right? Can you just rule out some players for me that you believe will not be coming to the Club World Cup? And all I'll do is I'll just interrupt you when I hear a name that I believe will be coming to the Club World Cup, or maybe should be coming to the Club World Cup. Fair?
Excellent. Yeah, let's do it. So these are the players that will not be going to the Club World Cup for Chelsea. Felix.
If it would hinder the chances of getting him sold, which I always feel quite bad about because I like João Felix, but it is what it is. So
I think there might be some rumours that he's wanting to go to a club that will be playing in the Club World Cup. So it might be sooner than you think that he could be going, which would be interesting. Christopher Nkunku.
Yep.
You think he won't be going?
Yeah.
You're confident of that?
Eh?
You're confident of that?
Yeah, he's shit. Why would he go?
He's shit, and also he doesn't want to play for Chelsea.
Yeah, there
so
you go.
let's just get rid of
Let's
it.
just-
Sterling,
No.
Chilwell,
No.
Kepa,
No.
Fofana, Wesley,
Still injured.
still injured.
I
Mudryk,
wouldn't take him regardless. Mudryk, no.
still suspended. Dacho Fofana,
No.
Slalina,
No.
Broya,
No.
Disasi.
No.
Ugochukwu.
That's the only one. I wouldn't be surprised if we took an Axel Disasi.
Nah, Disasi's not. Disasi's got to be sold. He won't be going.
He's got to be sold. I'm
He's
just
got-
saying I wouldn't be surprised if we took
I think it weakens our bargaining position if he goes.
Yeah.
Ugochukwu.
He ain't coming.
No. Washington.
Who?
David.
Washington.
Yeah. DC. We're not playing there.
The kid who's forever 17.
Yeah.
The modern day Franco De Santo.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, he's not going.
He's not going.
No.
Kellyman?
You've missed one out.
No, I
So
know, but I'm leaving that one till last.
Okay, Kellerman's not going. Let's talk about the last man.
Renato Vega.
Renato Vega should be coming.
I agree.
Now, here's the problem, right? He started, I believe, all but 2 matches available to him for Juve, and I believe that was for suspension, wasn't it? I don't even think it was an injury.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
I believe it was. I could be wrong on that. My problem with Vega, however you want to say it, is, right, he started every single one of their matches as a centre-back.
On the left-hand side.
We've already got a left-sided centre-back. What we do have the ability to do with our team is play an inverted fullback, right? And at the moment, it's swapping sometimes between the right and the left and whatever, right? But normally, my chain of thought is the smallest of the boys inverts. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, like, Cucurella, stature-wise, smallest of the boys, you invert, also because he's fucking great at doing it, but, like, you invert and whatever. So, let's say, for example, right, if we inverted the right-hand side, Reece James went into midfield, or maybe Malo Gusto if you have him there, whoever you want to have there, Changpong sometimes if you're trying him out, and then, right, Viega can be a really important player for us because I truly believe that he may not want to do it. The rumours, and remember they are rumours, like no one at the club has come out, no one officially has come out and said, oh, he's gone to Juve because he wants to play centre-back. But there are rumours that he wanted to play centre-back, that's why he went Juve. I heard rumours he wanted to play centre midfield, do you know what I mean? So I don't believe that until someone comes out and says it in an interview, including Berg himself, which I haven't actually heard, right? So I think he could be a real good deputy for Cucurella. And at some point we may need him, right? We always speak about the importance of if Caicedo went down injured and was out for a real amount of time, touch wood, never happens, we'd be fucked, right? I think the exact same with Cucurella. So I would love to take Vega to the Club World Cup. I would love to give him some minutes in Cucurella's position, invert the other side, have him part of a back three. He's a big, strong lad. I think he is capable, and I think he's proved enough so at Juve that he can definitely be a good player for us. But it seems the players' ambitions are higher than at the moment playing second fiddle or as a rotation. So if you said to me now, right, the whole not taking him option massively heightens our chances of selling him, making a profit on him, and then maybe looking at that area, because I do believe that that will be an area that we'll need to address in this transfer market if Vega doesn't one, stay, and two, adapt himself to play in that role, which I don't think needs much adaptation. He can play in that role.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not being funny, you wouldn't say it on the performances from the end of the season, and maybe this isn't deserved, but you know who else can play that role?
Go on.
Levi Colwell.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so even if Vega was in the middle, and then you had Levi Colwell there, if he's going to throw his toys out the pram,
Yeah.
But if he's going to throw his toys out the pram, I don't want him. But here, on screen right now, is the lineup that you can see. Now, obviously, if there is a bit of a gold glow around the player, that means he's a potential that we believe we can get in. And if there's a blue goal, we've already got him in. So we have gone with Mike Mannion in goal. If he comes, then I want to see him starting straight away in goal and forming a relationship with, at this current moment in time, our strongest possible back four, which is club captain Reece James, Trevor Chalobah, and Levi Colwell next to him with Cucurella at left back. Then, this is to an extent where we're doing a little bit of shoehorning here. So remember, this is just a hypothetical lineup, but we've got Romeo Lavia in there next to Caicedo with Enzo Fernandez pushing slightly further forward. We cannot deny that in terms of goal contributions last season, he's massively levelled up that part of his game. Now, a lot of them have come from a little bit wider, a little bit deeper, but I'm trying to get in this team because I want to build the most exciting team on paper here for us. Cole Palmer out on that right-hand side. Now, Cole Palmer had an absolute masterclass, if you don't already know, in the Conference League final, and those 2 assists of Cole Palmer very much came from that sort of right wing position. Now, he will be linking up with an old friend of his, Liam Delap, coming through the door. He comes in. I want to see him start. And then over on the left-hand side, you can see Jamie Gittins, a deal which we believe is edging closer. So that there is a very exciting lineup. And the lineup that I've gone with there, I've made sure I've tried to be realistic about it. I would have loved to have stuck Mark Gahey in there, possibly, you know, and maybe one other. But I think that that's a realistic lineup, especially before the sort of mini transfer window closes and then it reopens again. Either way, what do you think of that lineup, Josh? And also, what do you think of the chances that we get Mike Mannion and Jamie Gittins through the door?
Let me ask that first question first, because I feel like it's easier. I think both those deals are going to be done. I mean, both the players are desperate to join Chelsea. I think that's quite clear now. And so the Mike Mannion one, like, we're probably arguing about a couple of £1 million here or there, really. It will be less than 20 million euros and we'll just get it done. Mike Mannion's going to be pushing. He's only got 1 year left on his contract, so I feel that one's probably the easiest ones. Gittins, again, is this a bit of a negative thing for us, mate? Like, Dortmund aren't that worried to let him go. So, and he hasn't been like an out and out starter week in, week out for Dortmund. So yeah, I feel like that deal will happen, and it's not going to be crazy money, is it? We're talking like 40 million quid all in all for this guy, who's a very, exciting prospect. And really what I like most about him is his dribble numbers are just like elite numbers. Like he does a lot of dribbles per game, and his 1v1 ability, which we know in an Enzo Maresca system is key, is brilliant. So I think both of those players will come in.
I mean, I think I saw he was, per 90, he was third in the top 5 dribble success rates in Europe's top 5 leagues.
There you go.
Out of all players. So that, mate, to be there, that's good.
The dribble numbers are the one thing that I really do think that Maresca is prioritising in terms of the signings for the wingers. Because all we need really, and this is why they like Noni to a degree, is that he can just beat a player. In whatever position he's in, whether he needs to run and gas them on the outside, whether he needs to cut and shoot, like, he can do that. So I think Gittins will be done. So yeah, in terms of that team sheet, I think Liam Delap gives us so much more than what we've had previously in terms of physicality. I think that link-up play with his former flame, former mate from Man City, as you said earlier on, is going to be really, really good. I want to see Cole Palmer. It'd be great to see him on a wing and see how he plays with Delap. I'd also be very interested to see how he plays in behind as well. Getting those three midfielders in the midfield is huge. Like, we know that those are our best three midfielders, and we look so much more solid, don't we, when those players are playing? And ultimately, then the back four looks really solid. The goalkeeper's completely changed. That's a really exciting team, and that's a team that on paper could go and win the tournament.
And remember, like, throwing into the mix with that lineup, we're going to have so many more other players. We could have signings that completely come out of nowhere. Yeah. But we'll speak about a few more of the players we actually have, because now we've built a more realistic lineup. And actually, I don't think that you'd say it's more realistic. It's just a worst case scenario lineup. And by the way,
the team, don't get the transfer done. This is the team that we'll be playing.
Yeah. And by the way, it's not that worst case scenario, because this is a fucking good lineup as well. Now, for this lineup as well, before I show you it, I want to let you know, again, this isn't what I think is the strongest one. I've just built a hypothetical lineup so you can have a look at how it would go. So you might see one of your favourite players who's not in here, probably a lot of your favourite players who's not in here. And that's not because I think that the player in here is better than him, worse than him, whatever. It's just about trying to show you guys how we could possibly look. So with the blue glowing players, as in the last lineup, that's now who we've got in. And that means, as you can see now, we have got my boy Georgi Petrovic back. It's an absolute no-brainer for me that if Mike Mannion does not come to the club, Georgi Petrovic needs to be the number one between the sticks for this upcoming season, and definitely for this Club World Cup tournament. I've stuck with the same back four, but I have replaced Trevor Chalobah with Tosin Adarabioyo just for the sake of it, because Tosin Adarabioyo did well in the running, and I think that he's been a good player for us all season, to be honest. And I don't actually think that he'll be on the move this summer. We've heard a lot about the goalkeeping position. We've heard a lot about the number 9, which we've now signed, and we're potentially going for more. We've not heard that much about the defence as of this moment in time yet. Now, another blue glowing face, which I am so excited to see back in a Chelsea shirt. Not only am I excited to see him in those first 3 games, once we progress through, which I'm sure we will, I cannot wait wait for the potential of seeing this boy against some of the big hitters, against the Bayern Munich, against the Real Madrid and Inter Milan, someone like that. And that is Andre Santos. He tore it up in Ligue 1 last season, and I really do think that he can be an important player for Chelsea Football Club this season. Paired him with Moises Caicedo, Cole Palmer back in the 10 this time, Madueke on the right-hand side. Liam Delap starting, not ahead of Nicholas Jackson, but as well as Nicholas Jackson, because we here have tried Nicholas Jackson out on the left wing. We've spoke about it time in, time out. We believe that Nicholas Jackson, is a left wing option. You'd go along with that,
absolutely,
wouldn't you?
that. And if we do sign Ekatike, then that will be even more confirmed than any other time. I'd like to just use this tournament to see it, especially those first few games. I think you can experiment and see how players develop. And ultimately, with the young players that we've got in this team and some players coming back to the squads, it would be fine to play Nicholas Jackson out on the outside. And let's be honest, mate, if he goes and plays on that left-hand side, scores loads of goals, has unbelievable performances, can whip in across as well for a Liam in the middle, then he goes into the knockout stages, potentially the rest of the season, as a left-wing option and looks really good.
Is it fair that we start Liam Delap straight away over Nicholas Jackson? I mean, we signed him for a fucking reason.
If Liam Delap, I'll put it this way: if Liam Delap starts and plays every single game as a number 9 in the first 3 group stage games, you do worry about the future of Nicholas Jackson as a number 9 for Chelsea, don't you? Is it fair? Yes, because of the way that Jackson ended the season. We forget he had that awful red card at Newcastle, really let us down, and I think that was the first time that everyone in the entire club was questioning him.
Who do you think is the best Premier League number 9, not forward, number 9 in Premier League history?
Alan Shearer.
Alan Shearer spoke on the Rest is Football podcast, and he said, for 30 million, it's an absolute no-brainer. Chelsea have got a great deal. I gather there were other big clubs for him, so for Chelsea to get him at that price is very good business. This is obviously Liam Delap speaking about. I think he's a bit old-fashioned. He's like a throwback to what a centre-forward was maybe 20 or 30 years ago, where they were all in fashion. He's aggressive. He's horrible to play against. He doesn't mind mixing it up. He can run in behind, and he obviously scores goals. The number of goals he scored in such a struggling team, that is only going to get better at his age. His ability has to now grow, and I think he has a really bright future ahead of him. I like him a lot. I would have liked to have had him at Newcastle, but for whatever reason, he has decided to go to Chelsea, and I think that is a really smart move for him. Without knowing him, I've never met him, but I look at him and I know that he has got what it takes. He's got the right attitude, and I believe that he belongs at a big club. Now, Alan Shearer is a man that I think me and you both respect massively. So to hear those sort of words coming from Alan Shearer about a Liam Delap, when, let's be honest, right, like, Shearer's not just giving them out for fun in terms of that. That's a glowing reference, mate, isn't it? Right?
Massively so.
And I mean,
I can't think of anyone more qualified.
Well, I never heard him say it about Evan Ferguson.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
I've not heard him say it about multiple strikers that are around that same age range that have scored a few goals in the Premier League this season. And I think that there's a lot of weight to that. Liam Delap is an old-fashioned centre-forward, one that's sort of going out of fashion nowadays. So I'm really excited, and I was even more excited once I heard those quotes by Alan Shearer. Really, realistically, this is a chance for Liam Delap to put a real stomp on things, because if teams do take the prize money seriously, which I can't see any reason why they wouldn't, especially the likes of Chelsea and Man City in here with like PSR and whatnot, which, you know, conveniently we're very high up on and doing very well.
Don't worry about us.
But you know, like other countries have. Do they have PSR? They have it in. Like,
yeah, they have it all over. Yeah, every nation now, and also within Europe.
So everyone, I mean, who don't need 100 odd million, but everyone needs the money, right? Everyone's going to go full strength. At the minute, I've not got a doubt that Liam Delap is going to bag some Premier League goals for us. But fuck me, mate. In the hypothetical scenario that we go through to the knockout rounds of this or whatever, however the format is, and with them playing the likes of a Real Madrid, a Man City, a Bayern Munich, someone like that, if Liam Delap can bag a goal or two in those matches, then I'm going to be like, right, we've got someone that can do it in the Premier League, but we've also got someone that can do it against top-level opposition in the Champions League here. So I think it's massively exciting.
Those teams, those teams are not used to playing a player like Liam Delap, are they? They're not used to like this battering ram player that like welcomes physicality, a player that will put an arm in and do it fairly, but also do it in an aggressive way. Do you know what I mean? And I think actually Liam Delap is almost like. He's almost like a kryptonite to European defenders in that they won't be expecting to play a centre forward like that. People keep likening him to Diego Costa. I feel that's a bit of like I think that's a bit of a lazy comparison, to be fair. But like what Alan Shearer said is correct. You know, just saying, my mate Alan. What he said is correct.
Mate Al.
Yeah, our mate Al. You know, he's going to be playing
Second
in an old
favourite
school.
Geordie.
Yeah. He's right
Behind
up there.
Cheryl Cole.
He's up there in the top three. Are Ants and Deck 2, or do they count as one?
Sure, there's someone we're missing out, but I just can't think.
You'd say Real, mate.
Yeah. No, it's obviously Brian, then Alan, and then Gaza.
There you go. There you go. Yeah,
In fact, Gaza
of
probably
course.
second.
Yeah. So I think he's going to be one of those players that European defenders aren't used to playing, and in a weird way, they are used to playing players like Nicholas Jackson. Do you see what I mean? Like obviously coming in from Villarreal. So I do think he could be our sort of X factor in some of these, not only this Club World Cup, but also the European games we've got coming up. I'm really looking forward to it. And also, mate, the fact that you keep saying if he's going to start, they're giving him the number 9. Yeah. So I think that's.
Oh, he's starting, my
something.
friend. He's starting, my friend. Now another man that could be available for the Club World Cup.
Yep.
Now he's of age. Well, now he's of age to be able to sign. Kendrick Pires.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see him?
He's going to be in the squad, isn't he? This is. Do you know what? For so many of the players, this is a bit of an audition for them, especially these young players. I was looking at the squad age. I didn't think we could get younger than last season, but with all the players we're about to sell, we're going to have a way younger squad than what we had
100%.
last season. In terms of a squad.
Like the Sterling, Ben Chilwell, players like that going.
Crispin Cuckoo's 27.
Even João Felix is over 25
Yeah.
now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's absolutely
and which for
mad.
our squad is like considered old. Yeah.
This is the thing. Like, I don't think anyone is expecting Pies to come in and be like a world beater already. I don't really think a lot of us are necessarily. I mean, to be fair, some people on Twitter are thinking that Estevao will be a world beater straight away, even though he's 18 coming in. Bear in mind, by the way, he won't be playing for Chelsea in this Club World Cup.
How many goals at Stamford Bridge would he need to score next season to become my favourite Pie at Stamford Bridge?
I think at least 10. Have you heard about the news of the food and beverage at Chelsea?
Don't tell me they've took the chicken balti pie off.
Mate, no, it's
mental.
better. It's booze.
What?
It's booze related.
What?
We've signed a new deal with a new brewery. You can get a Madry in the ground now.
Fuck off.
Deadly serious. Singer's
way.
gone. Singer's an era of the past.
Oh, good
it's
riddance.
over. But they've got some. I think they've got some relatively lighter beers that you wouldn't like a Coors.
I don't mind a Coors.
Really?
I don't mind a Coors. We used to have a Coors O'Brien, didn't we?
Okay.
Well, you didn't. I did.
Yeah, you had a Coors.
But no, I'm into a Cruz Campo.
I think that might be one of the beers.
Fuck off.
I think it might be.
Oh, it just gets better and better and better.
You can't. No, it doesn't, because you won't be able to go to the bridge anymore.
That's better than the Conference League, Wayne.
You can't go to the bridge anymore.
I'll do what the fuck I want. Listen, another man, right? We were just talking about Kendrick Pires. Can we just quickly touch on a little bit of a downer note? I personally, and I'm not sure whether you share this sentiment with me, I'm a bit fucking gutted, to be honest, that Estevao isn't going to be with us for the Club World Cup. However, he's still going to be at the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
And in a roundabout way, he could end up costing his future club if he goes on and just takes the tournament by the scruff of the neck and helps his team win or helps his team knock us out, for example. He could go in and end up costing us money. And we've signed him for a load of money, let him go out, be nurtured, on loan, and now I really think that he should be joining up with us for the Club World Cup. But I don't hold it against him, by the way. It was our job to make that part of the contract, and obviously it's not. He will be playing, won't he?
He will be playing for Palmeiras.
Yeah.
There is a chance that we play him either in the round of 16 or the quarterfinal. And yeah, you have to say we're signing him because we believe he's a generational talent. We also are, we've got rid of Sancho. We're probably lighter on the wing areas than we would otherwise have been. Obviously, Gittins is coming in, but he's primarily a left-hand sider. And so you want some depth there. That's why we're signing this wonder kid, this Brazilian wonder kid. But yeah, he's not going to be involved in the squad. And the first time we're going to see him really is in that mini pre-season in which we're staying in the UK.
What is going to happen in that pre-season?
We're just going to do some training, I think. I think it'll be a few.
Are we going to play matches?
I think we'll do some behind closed doors games.
Nothing we can get along to.
Potentially.
Could you get us along to a behind closed doors match?
I think you just have to, get involved with the club and say, can I come to the training grounds? Don't see why not.
Is it going to be a training ground and not do it at Stamford Bridge or nothing?
They won't. I doubt it'll be at Stamford Bridge.
Oh,
I doubt it.
I want to go to Stamford Bridge, man.
Yeah, but just come to a proper game.
Yeah, no, I will. I'm going to retire soon. Don't worry about that. Right. Okay. So, Estevao, we'll be able to watch him. We'll be able to watch some of his brilliance, hopefully. Hopefully not too brilliant that it affects Chelsea. But either way, maybe you'll have your Palmeiras top on.
Well, after what we discussed earlier, I feel shamed for wearing any other top that isn't Chelsea's.
There you go.
You just said to me I can't wear any other nation in the entire world.
Inter Milan wanker.
I like an Inter Milan shirt.
Those who know will know. Kick-off viewers. Right.
Mate, you would have worn an Inter Milan shirt that night. Do you know who they were playing?
I'd have worn no shirt.
I was a fully fledged Inter Milan fan that night.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
In the Europa League final, what shirt would you have worn for the one that's just happened? Who would you have been supporting?
I'd have rather smeared shit across my chest than wear either. Thank you very much. Right. Okay. Another man that will be with us is Dario Asuga. Is it Asugu? Asugu. I went to our old friends Squawka because they still do have the second best thing on the internet, in my opinion. Obviously, you lot can guess the first best thing. Visit it. Visit it once or twice a day. May or may not spend sort of 2 to 3 minutes on there. But the second best thing on the internet is the player comparison matrix on Squawka. I went on there earlier to have a look at Dario Asugu compared to our other sort of defensive midfield options, and maybe not necessarily like-for-like players, but players that would be competing for those positions. So what I haven't done is bothered comparing him with Enzo Fernandez, because I think that we've seen from this last season that Enzo Fernandez has got massively more creative. Also, no offence to him, I just don't feel like the likes of Ugachukwu is going to be anywhere near the first team, so I haven't thrown him in the hat. I've actually gone Asugu, Andre Santos, Moises Caicedo. You know the answers to absolutely none of these, by the way.
Yeah.
So I am going to ask you,
who's better?
Not who's better, right? Based on last season per 90, all of these players made plenty of appearances for their club teams. So, there's no disparity in terms of saying, oh, well, and it's per 90. Yeah,
is this all in the league?
Is
this all in the league?
This is league form only.
Are you sure with Asugu?
With Asugu, it is.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Premier Division, all in the league.
Okay,
all in the league. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Who has the best passing accuracy out of Moises Caicedo, Andre Santos, and Asugu?
Santos.
Incorrect. Moises Caicedo.
Really?
Yep. Who has the best long pass accuracy?
Caicedo.
It is Andre Santos.
Oh.
Who successfully plays the most through balls?
Caicedo.
It's Caicedo. Layoffs completed?
Layoffs. Asugu.
It is Caicedo.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's about to get more interesting.
Layoffs is a weird one for a DM.
It's about to get more interesting.
Okay.
It's about to get more interesting. Right. Forward passes. And this isn't a weird one for a DM because I want the DM to be, tackling, getting stuck in there, and then releasing it straight in. So forward passes, I think, is a quite important one. Who would you say has got the most out of Caicedo, Santos, and Asugu?
I would say, based on both the systems, I'm actually going to go randomly Asugu for this.
No, it is Andre Santos. Let's go to take on success. And I'm going to give you a hint here, right? The man that wins this category pretty much blitzes the other two in take on success.
Caicedo. Surely.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Surely.
It is Asugu
Really?
for that one. Yeah.
Wow.
Jules won.
Come. Jules won. Caicedo.
Caicedo is closer to Asugu. It's Andre Santos by some distance.
Andre Santos is the winner of that category.
Yep,
Wow.
by some distance. Ground duel
I'm shit at
success.
this.
Ground duel success rate.
Caicedo, surely. Caicedo's a freak.
Mate, Andre Santos.
No.
Andre Santos, yeah, hold on. 68.12. Caicedo, 57.97.
No way.
Yeah. So Caicedo.
That is mad.
I mean, Asugu's 55.
Caicedo's one of the best tacklers I've ever seen in my entire life.
Andre Santos, one of the best players I've ever seen in my entire life. Interceptions.
I mean, Caicedo.
It's Asugu.
No.
It plays in a weaker league.
Yeah.
Okay. Ball recoveries.
Caicedo.
Yeah. Mate, I tell you what. Possession lost. Who loses possession least out of
The
these
least
guys?
out
Yeah.
of those three.
Yeah.
Santos.
Santos. Yeah. By a country mile,
Yeah,
by the
but
way.
he's different kind
mile.
of player.
Times tackled. Who's been tackled the least out of all of these guys?
Tackled the least. I bet Caicedo gets tackled all the time. I'm going to go Asugu.
No. Andre Santos once again by an absolute country mile. And do you know what these statistics start to tell me? Because I'm watching a lot of Andre Santos, right? In terms of like a lot of highlights. I'm trying to make sure I'm watching as much of him as I can. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie. I'm not watching full 90s of Strasbourg. It just tells me that we might have something in the... I'm thinking of Andre Santos originally. I'm like, okay, we got something like a Caicedo, yeah? Rather than something like an Enzo.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
now
not.
everything's
It's
starting
not.
to tell me, I think we've got something in the middle
Yeah.
of the two.
Yeah.
I hope he's not an Enzo or a Caicedo. I'm thinking he could be sat in the middle of the two.
Yeah.
And
Especially because
that-
Enzo wants to be a number 10.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's the perfect ingredient there. But there is still the interest for me in terms of Asugu to see how he does because we've heard great things about him, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. I mean, look, we need a rock at the back that can deputise for minutes for Caicedo in a team where he's basically played every single minute of every single game. And he just can't do that next season. Mate, if he gets injured, Caicedo gets injured for any amount of time, Chelsea will fall apart. It is that simple.
Right, I want to wrap it up on this, mate. Right. How many teams do you think the bookmakers have as favourites ahead of Chelsea? I'm going to read you out a list of the big boys in the tournament. Don't take offence if your team is not in here. Juve, Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, PSG, Man City. How many do you think are ahead?
Surely we're in 6th or 5th.
We are in 5th, yeah.
We're 5th.
Who do you think's ahead of us?
So Real Madrid, obviously.
Yep.
Man City, obviously.
Yep.
PSG just won the Champions League.
Yep.
Would Atletico be the one?
Nah.
Bayern.
Bayern have Harry Kane. It's
Yeah.
a no-brainer. I think it's about fair, to be honest. We're 10-1 to win
Yeah.
it. And what I don't mind is the fact that we're 10-1 and Juventus and Borussia Dortmund are 25-1.
That's
So
mad, though.
it's not that mad, no.
I mean, Dortmund are a good team. Juve aren't playing very well at all.
One
Bit of
word
a
answer,
basket
Josh. Are we going to win it?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, we're going to win it. We will be doing a lot of coverage around this. And by the time this video goes out, conveniently, in the world of football, some more transfer news would have dropped. And maybe I'm going to have to make another one tonight. If not, I'll probably make a Chelsea video for you guys tomorrow. We're also going to do a keep, loan, sell for the entire squad. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. And also, once again, Joey and Josh is linked in the description. We've got a new video coming out off that one today, I believe. So make sure you subscribe to that one. We will see you all in the next one.